Welcome to the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, and evolve. Sister, spiritual inspiration shared through the arts. Sister, spiritual inspiration shared through Ayana. When can you listen to the Sister Speak Show? At 7 p.m. Central. Tune in on the go or at your residence show. Spreaker, YouTube, Alexa, or SoundCloud. Interviewing special guests that have been blessed and will bless us. Through spoken word and awareness, knowledge is wealth if you gain it. Share this in the streets, in the burbs, anywhere that we can be heard. It's about that time to elevate your mind. Feel the beat, Sister Speak. Come and eat a spiritual treat. It's about that time to stimulate your mind. Feel the beat, Sister Speak. Come and eat a spiritual treat. Welcome, 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 my brothers and my sisters, to the Sister Speak Show. Welcome to Coming to the Stage on the Sister Speak Show. We are recording live from Dallas County, Texas, Cedar Hill, Texas, to be exact. I am Ayana, the hostess, creator, and producer of the Sister Speak Show. Kingdom Child Recordings, executive producer of the Sister Speak Show. Brothers and sisters, we do have a special guest coming to the stage this evening. Oh yes, brothers and sisters, LB, the poet. Yes, he will be live on the Sister Speak Show. And guess what? We're going to set the stage on fire this evening. How are you all doing? Welcome to all of my first-time listeners, and welcome back to all of my regular listeners. I'm so glad that you could join in this evening. Let me explain something to my first-time listeners. This is the Sister Speak Show, and this is one of the segments of the Sister Speak Show called Coming to the Stage. We have the platform, coming to the stage, the culture climate, the tour, the laugh line, and we also have the search effort. That's right, brothers and sisters. Segments within this podcast. All for you. Why? Because we have special guest interviews, live performances, in-studio interviews, as well as live on-location reports. That's why we are a show that has special guests that are dynamic and impacting the community with their passions. The Sister Speak Show is a talk show, my brothers and sisters, that will keep your mind and soul informed and energized and encouraged. A cultural renaissance platform, yes, that's what we are. That influences a climate that is conducive to who you are and who you should be. Yes, brothers and sisters, no reckless entertainment. Just responsible listening nourishment. We don't go dumb, we go wisdom. Brothers and sisters, look, I was just thinking to myself, I said, okay, we got LB calling in. Here we go with that accent. And, you know, the Sister Speak Show is about making the known international, a syndicated podcast on Amazon Alexa. So, you know, I was like, well, what am I wanting? I want to, ice break with you all before he calls in. And I thought about it. And I said, okay, I'm going to talk about it. Why? Excuse me, because it needs to be spoken about. But what are you talking about? I'm talking about the breakfast burrito that I purchased. Okay? Now, no, this is not the laugh line, but on every show will be humor. Here we go. So anyway, I purchased a breakfast burrito, but let me tell you how the situation went. I went to the place where the breakfast burrito was being sold, and I said, Victor, hola, amigo, ¿cómo estás? He said, bien, amigo, y tú? I said, bueno, y tú? Bueno, gracias. I said, okay, now look, Victor, okay, because I know Spanish, but I know when to get off the train and get back on what I know how to speak. Anyway, I said, okay, $1.99, breakfast burrito, potatoes and eggs. Let me see how this is going to be. You can't go wrong, because in my mind, okay, I envisioned nice hash browns. Nice cut up square hash browns that go inside of your breakfast burrito to complement it, to give it the flavor and the presentation that it's supposed to have. Well, let me explain to you, brothers and sisters, about discernment. You need it in your life. Discernment will save you from eating a breakfast burrito. Oh, yes, it will. Here's how. So, I'm like, okay, Victor, you cool and everything, but I'm still check the burrito for myself. So I decided, brothers and sisters, to open the burrito up. When I opened up the breakfast burrito, there was 3 French fries in it with about 4 eggs scrambled. Okay, let's break this down. 3 French fries, soggy, lost. Even the French fries knew that they were supposed to be with the burger, okay? Even the French fries knew that they were supposed to be with the chicken wings, but they not supposed to be with the breakfast burrito. When you say potatoes and eggs, you think of potatoes and eggs. And yes, a French fry is potato, but it is a French fry. It used to be a potato, now it's a French fry. It graduated. Just like hash browns used to be potatoes, but now they're hash browns, growth and development. So I was expecting to see growth and development in my breakfast burrito, but I did not. I was met with 3 soggy albino French fries. Like, you picked them up off the table after they left and said, these are 3 good French fries, in my opinion. Gonna throw it in the breakfast burritos for the morning. Disgusting. Didn't even try to cut up the French fry to make the French fries into squares. Like, what's up? Victor, ¿qué pasó, amigo? La comida es muy malo. ¿Por qué? I'm just saying. I just said that my food ain't right. It's very bad. What's up? Anyway, I threw it away. But before I threw it away, I was like, okay, well, let me try a little bit of the tortilla. Can't go wrong with the tortilla. Went wrong with the tortilla. I didn't speak to Victor. I didn't speak to Victor for like 2 days. No, hola, amiga, nothing. Hola, comida, like high food. Where is the hash browns, Victor? Anyway, that's all I had to say. I'm just telling you, and that just makes me think about some of the food combinations that they have coming out on TV and all of the commercials. You cannot pay me any amount of money to eat a stuffed Cheeto puff with macaroni and cheese. Gag me with several spoons. You might as well just eat that. Well, out here it's called Methodist, Charleston Methodist. You might as well eat it at the ER, okay? And just go ahead and just wait. Like, are they just trying to, is that like genocide? Like, look, we gonna make some nasty food and we gonna serve it to the people, because there's just some things thou shalt not eat, period, okay? I'm just telling you, the food combinations that, like the fried chicken that's shaped like triangles at Taco Bell. No, oh no, it's the fried eggshell. Death, doom, destruction. You know what else comes with that? Diarrhea. I just think that the food people have some type of money situation going on with the hospitals to where they trying to get their cut. Anyway, brothers and sisters, here we go. Calling in live to the Sister Speak Show is my special guest, brothers and sisters. Let's give him a round of applause. LB the Poet is in the house.
Yeah. Thank you for having me, first and foremost.
Oh, you are so welcome, and I thank you for being on the show. I've heard so many great things about you, and I got a chance to see it, on Instagram, and then I was also people referred you to me,
Right?
Oh yeah, your brothers and sisters got your back, and they referred you to me, so I said, okay, well, once he comes off of tour, okay, brothers and sisters, I'll be able to, have a conversation with this brother. So, brothers and sisters, once again, we got LB the Poet on the phone. Tell everybody where you're calling in from.
I am calling from Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Oh, big ups to North Carolina. Like I said before, brothers and sisters, North Carolina is always in the building when it comes to the Sister Speak Show. Some of the dopest, most phenomenal people are coming out of North Carolina and blessing the Sister Speak Show, and you guys are doing big things. So let's get right into it. How did you become LB the Poet?
Well, I actually started writing poetry at an early age. The day after my grandmother passed, I couldn't speak, and my principal pulled me out of class, and she gave me a pen and a pad, and she told me to write down my feelings, and I did so, and afterwards she read it, she cried, she sent it to my mother, and when my mother read it, she cried, and so on and so forth, and that's when poetry first found me. That's when I first knew I was a poet.
Wow. And I thank you for sharing that, because as you obviously know, poetry saves lives, and it allows us to enter into a wonderful therapeutic session, you know, on our journey. I mean, would you agree with that?
Of course. Like, I'm quick to tell people, poetry has always been my getaway.
Yes.
It's always been my therapy. Whether it's good or bad, it doesn't just have to be about depressing things or something that's bad that's going on. You have to write about the good and share the blessings that are in your life as well.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't have said it better. And so let's just get into it. What does your passion look like in the communities? What are you doing with the gifts that you have been given?
Well, I actually, I started creating in 2017, and I came up with an online challenge by the name of Word of Mouth Wednesdays.
Okay.
I feel like our main way to spread knowledge amongst each other is through word of mouth. We can't necessarily depend on media outlets or social media to necessarily always give us the whole truth. So we have to do that amongst each other via word of mouth. So I came up with Word of Mouth Wednesdays. And what that is, every Thursday I release a topic, and on that following Wednesday, it gives people have the opportunity to post a video, and it gets reposted and shared by many people. And it's a way to kind of sharpen your pen and give you different writing prompts every week. So that's something that I started, and off of that, I had a few hits from Florida, from New York, from out in Las Vegas, and one of my most memorable moments was a 14-year-old girl filmed a video signing a poem. She was doing a poem in sign language for Word of Mouth Wednesdays.
Wow.
And that was when it was like on a whole nother level for me. And people have jumped on an artist out of Chicago by the name of Gemstones. He did a Word of Mouth Wednesday video, and it's been phenomenal to see how the poetry community has really adapted to Word of Mouth Wednesday, and they've been so supportive. I tell people all the time, art is love, and if we can spread the art,
yes,
we can ultimately spread the love.
Yes.
So that's a goal of mine. Poetry has no face, so anyone can relate to it. I don't care if you're black, white, green, blue, a Simpson, a Smurf. You can relate to these words about real life situation.
Totally.
So that's where word of mouth came from. And from that, I created the Word of Mouth Experience, which is just that within itself. We put art forms in the same building, from painting to poetry to music to desserts. And it's a night of fun and good vibes, and each one is themed. So I keep that word of mouth theme in the back of my mind at all times. So we're looking to always spread knowledge and give people what I like to call soul food for the soul.
Yes.
So that's on the performance side, and then I'm a part of a group that I founded by the name of Word Society. Word standing for Writers of Raw Distinction. We all look to stand out. We all look to be the best that we can be. We all look to speak on the things that nobody else wants to speak on. So we go out into the community and we do poetry pop-ups and we do shows and we perform it, the Word of Mouth Wednesday experience, and we let people know what's going on and how to really be aware of what's going on in your surroundings. So that's Word Society, and I also have Word Society Youth, which it of course involves the kids. I have workshops for children ages 6 to 12 and 13 to 17. And we even work with a few college students here and there. So it's a society. When I say Word Society, it's about the society. It takes a village, right?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. We
have to get back to that as a community, as a culture.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Yes.
I'm all for it. Keep talking, brother. Keep talking.
So Word Society Youth, I have workshops in the library system and different recreation centers. I'm looking to really make poetry a mainstream thing, to where it's seen on the same level as music, and people really relate to it, because it's like everybody loves poetry, but they don't necessarily know where to find it. So for me, it's just putting it in their faces and really letting them know that we're out here doing this, and it's not just roses are red, violets are blue. We have something to say.
Yes.
Yes.
No, I get it. Are you still there?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I just, I had to switch out phones because the battery was dying. I did not want to, I didn't want to cut out on you, my brother. I am still here. No, but I appreciate you sharing that, because to be aware of, to be able to see a need in the community and provide it like you are really, like you just said, the village. You are contributing to the community in a way that it impacts the community, not only because it's your passion, but then now it's like activating others. Now you're inspiring others. And then it's just something that, with all of the work you're doing, it's fruitful and it multiplies in a way that you just don't know how much you are, impacting somebody, and how much what you provide and what you do, is changing lives. When you mentioned Gemstones, I got to see him perform.
My man.
Yes.
That's what's up.
I got to see him perform at the Bizzle tour. It was Bizzle, Gemstones, and some other brothers, God Nation. I don't want to mess up anybody else's name.
God
but
Over Money, all of them.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I went to that tour. It came to DeSoto, Texas, and I was expecting to see a bigger turnout. Oh, and you know who else was there? No Malice. Oh, my gosh. He used to be with the Clips. And now, yes.
Yeah, he's
and,
still a Clip. They brothers.
Yeah, definitely.
But No Malice is
oh, no, he is.
His message is amazing.
It is. And he was dope. And the lyrics, I'm always listening for lyrical content. To me, you can have a beat all day long. You can have, chords coming together and into what some people may think is music, and to other people, they may just think it's noise. You can have that all day long. But I need to hear what it is you are saying. And I feel like if you're going to speak, you need to say something. And a lot of times people are just talking, but they're not speaking. And when you speak, you command attention. But the attention that you are commanding, then you have to understand how much power you have by that attention you have now commanded. And you need to be able to occupy every second that you have with knowledge and nuggets of wisdom that will reach out and touch someone or some bodies. And I think people don't realize how powerful the tongue is, and how much it can kill and heal. And so when you have that platform, when you have that following, whether you are awake or asleep, you really need to understand that when you stand up there, you are accountable for your tongue. You are. And so I commend you and applaud you for what you have done so far, to preserve poetry, to preserve the freedom of speech with
with a moral compass, if you will.
Yes.
You know,
because at the end of the day, how I look at it, something that I've learned since a youngin' when I was involved in sports and school, it's all about each one teach one. Yes. You have to pay it forward.
Yes.
You get back what you put out.
Yes.
So my whole thing is focusing on putting out positive energy. And you said that the tongue is a powerful thing, and that's one statement that I feel like we haven't learned properly since we were children, is how powerful our words are. We speak everything that comes to our life into existence. We speak it and we think it. So you have to be careful on what you speak. You have to train your mind to think positive thoughts and put out positivity, because if you soak in the negative, then that's what you'll manifest. The power of intention is very real. The universe is very real. Energy is very real. So we have to be careful and mindful of those things. How I look at it is, the wordsmiths, we're supposed to lead our community. We're supposed to educate our community. We're supposed to drop the jewels. The problem is, it's less poets and it's more rappers. They don't care about the community. They care about the money. They care about the monetary gain that's going to come from it. For me, it's not about the money. The monetary is going to come if it's supposed to.
Right.
We're supposed to put in this work. We're supposed to teach these kids and these youth something different.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, everybody says that they want to see a change, or that the next generation is lost, or this or that. But who's really putting their hands on? Who do we really blame for this next generation? It's the people who raised them.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah.
No.
I feel like I don't care if I only reach one person. If I can change your perception on life, then you can change somebody else's.
No, you're absolutely right. And you are right. We have to, one thing, because I used to teach. I worked in education for 15 years. One thing I have learned, I used to initially say that, and it goes back to the village, it does take everybody is an ingredient that makes the cake called raising. And parents, have a huge responsibility and percentage in that cake, because initially they're with their children most of the time. But now, the school system was designed, and a lot of people don't want to hear it, but this is the truth. The school system was designed to separate parents from children. It was.
Exactly. Think about it. Think about if your kid is in school for 8 hours of the day, and they sleep another 8 hours of the day, that only leaves 8 hours in the day. And if they're involved in sports and after school activities, you cut that in half. So now you have 4 hours.
Yes.
When in doubt, you're at work. So you may cut that in half, and now you have 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half to hear about your kid's day and what happened. So technically, they're with the teacher more than they're with the parent, but the parents aren't involved with the teacher to know enough what's going on, and they wonder where the disconnect is. That's where the disconnect.
Definitely.
We're not involved with the teachers and the school system enough to know who's teaching our kid, who is around our child more than we are.
It is the truth. You have said it. It is an absolute fact. And the one thing that I learned from being in the school and working, you can't pull the wool over my eyes. I'm telling you now, parents, and this is all to my listeners who are parents. If you are not hands-on with your children are getting punked throughout that school. They are, I'm just being honest, they are not in a safe environment, period. They're not. They're an environment that is dedicated to convert them into functioning citizens to help the Federal Reserve note go round. And if that's in college, if that's in jail, wherever, or even in the grave, because, we all have a birth certificate that has money tied to us, and you are worth something. That's a whole nother research. I'm not even going to get into that today. But I just want to say that when it comes to putting your children in the schools, if that teacher does not have excellent classroom management, your child is in trouble. The one thing that I did not play, LB, my classroom, I ran a tight ship. I was accountable for every single child. I cared about every single child. I poured into every single child. Some didn't like it. It was foreign to others, and some received it with joy. But I made sure that when you walked into my classroom, that you understood who was in charge and who loved you. But I never, if that teacher is not there to protect the students, no bullying, no teasing. That did not fly in my classroom. My children were accountable for their actions, and I made sure of it. Why? Because I was not afraid of them. I was not afraid of them, and I had enough love and compassion to look after these babies. Because if you put them in my hands, I know you want me to teach them English, but what did I teach my students? I'll be glad to tell you how to survive. I taught them social skills. I taught them what it meant to be accountable for their lives. I put out real scenarios for them. I did not leave those children ill-equipped with what they would really need once they crossed that graduation, once they went to graduation. I provided them with a teaching that only comes from someone who's willing to be bold enough to get fired to do it. Period.
I'm telling you, and we don't have enough of that in today's society. And it's like, with teachers, for me, everybody doesn't learn the same, so how are you only going to teach one way?
Right.
So for me going into it, like, the type of person that I am, poetry is just my way in.
Right.
Poetry is my way to get this child in front of me so I can speak life into them. Period.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, like my wife and I, we were just talking about in the last week, there were 2 different instances of 2 different girls committing suicide.
Yes,
because of bullying.
Yes.
And it's like, my wife said that her boss said something like, why are kids so weak nowadays? And it's not the fact that kids are it may be a little different than it was 10 or 15 years ago. But social media, it's a whole different ball game than it was 10 years ago as well. So now you don't only have your class laughing at you. You have your class and your video goes viral. Now you have 2 million people laughing and commenting. And it's from bullying, picking on a child.
Yes.
Picking on them by how they look or their braces or because their grades aren't the same as yours. But it's like, why aren't we uplifting one another? Why aren't we being taught to uplift the next instead of tearing them down? It starts at home.
It does. It does. And it also starts with, believe it or not, brothers and sisters, another thing, it starts with what you eat. A lot of the chemicals that our children are being fed have a lot to do with how they come into the classroom. And parents, you're responsible for what they see. You are responsible for what they hear. You are responsible. You made them. You are responsible for them. And I want to encourage, because it's, I point out what needs to change, but I also like to come back with some medicine, a panacea, if you will, for my brothers and sisters to encourage them. If they have been living this way, you can change. You can do differently. And it is not too late to start parenting. You may have to do some work because it may be foreign to your children, because they may not know you as a parent. They know you as a friend, a homie. So now you have to reintroduce yourself as a father, as a mother, and then bring about order into the home so your children will respect you, because they don't. I know they don't, because of the way they talk about you and the way that they interact and the way that they look when they see you having to come up to school to get them. Some of you even embarrass your children because you're hungover, because you're still high, because you no longer want to take care of them because their daddy doesn't want to deal with you. There's several things that may affect your parenting, and I want to encourage you to, number 1, repent, and to pray, and to start working towards a better you. Your children are counting on you regardless of what you think. And, I'm glad that you pointed that out. So what I wanted to ask you is, when, dealing with poetry, what type of poems have you heard from the youth that just really just touched your soul? What are some of the topics that they speak on?
One of my favorite parts about working with the youth is they don't know how to mask a lie in their writing. So they tell the truth. You hear about what mommy says or how mommy talks to them, or the things that mommy does around them, or the things that they see daddy do, or how daddy talks to mommy. You hear it. So how do you ultimately correct something that the parents may or may not think that they're hearing or seeing? There are parents who smoke around their kids. There are parents who drink around their kids. There are parents who curse in front of their kids or at their kids.
Yes.
So it's a standard that has to be set.
Yes.
From the parent.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
My children, my son, my daughter, I don't curse around them. They don't listen to the radio.
Good
It's
for
a
you.
certain standard that you have to set.
Yes.
They are the music nowadays are turning the children into drug addicts.
Yes.
Because they don't have anyone to lead them.
Nope.
The ones who they're looking to as leaders don't have leaders. So they're being led to a cliff.
Have mercy, Lord, on
And
the
it's a
youth.
never-ending cycle that has to be broken.
It does.
But there has to be a change somewhere.
Yes.
So what do? You educate.
Yes.
You educate the young kids who don't want to hear you talking to them. A few weeks ago, I started a workshop on, I guess you could say, a rougher side of town. And I asked the young boy, one of the oldest ones in the room, I asked him to spit something for me. And the first thing he said was something about a Glock 50 and he'll lay a nigga down. And I'm like, first and foremost, bro, tell me about this gun that you just described.
Right.
A Glock 50, because I don't know what that is. Secondly, you'll lay a nigga down with a Glock 50 and you're 16, you'll throw your life away? He said, yeah. I say, well, what a gun there? He said, well, my cousin got it.
Oh, wow.
But if he give it to me, I'll lay a nigga down for him. And I'm like, so, speaking from experience, if somebody's going to throw you a gun to handle something that they should handle themselves, you shouldn't be around him in the first place.
Right.
And you can see it in his eyes, but it literally turned into let me educate you, young brother, because I lived this life that you rap about.
Right.
I've lived that.
Right.
I've done that.
Right.
You're not prepared for that. You have on a bow tie right now. You're cut from a different cloth. Embrace who you are, young brother. You don't have to try to glorify these streets. You don't. It's not going to get you anywhere. But two places, dead or in jail.
Right.
And if you ain't, you basically dead to society. What can you do?
Right. No, you're right. You told him right. And that's what you have to be willing to get in that ring and fight against those demons that so desire to take these children out. Because one thing that can happen is when you take headphones and you plug them into your ears, you have now entered into a realm of trances, a realm of suggestive activities, and like you also said, a realm of drug glorification, sexual gratification, and degradation. It's a whole lot that comes with what is being played in the airwaves. And you have to pay attention to that word, airwaves. And when you understand that there's a lot of things that happen in the air, then you'll understand why these trances and these things are happening to our youth. Because like you said, what is being played on the radio, gone are the days where you try to get into Sony Records with your CD and be able to just sit down with the talent executive that could possibly turn your life around and have them listen to your CD. Gone are those days where creativity had a drive like none other. gone are those days because, well, not say gone are those days, but those days are now being monopolized by and capitalized by ignorance.
By culture vultures.
Yes.
They take what we're dying about and what people are glorifying and making money off of it. You leave with a piece of me. I gotta leave it on the stage. When I'm in front of that mic, it's not about me. I want to ascend and leave the poem on the stage.
And that's what it's about. So let's talk about you on stage, LB, because I know that you're dope. I know you set the stage on fire every time you come on. So let's talk about that feeling. When you get on stage, tell me, how long does it take before you know you have the audience in your hands?
Honestly, it's like for me, I look around to connect. I have to connect with somebody. Somebody got to pull it out. And once they pull it out, I'm not worried about necessarily how many people I connect with. I'm worried about the message being laid in their foundation. They have to leave with it. I want to plant a seed. I've heard before that you don't really listen to something until the seventh time you've heard it.
Wow.
So that may be their seventh time when they're in front of me watching me on stage. So for me, one of my things is asking people, what did you do to prepare for today? Yesterday. So it's a beautiful thing, man. The opportunity that we're given as poets to be in front of a crowd, to speak life into people, to ultimately, we have the opportunity to change.
Saying, okay, here we are. Brothers and sisters, I apologize. We had some technical difficulties, but we are back live. But I can definitely hear you, and we are recording. So let's just take it from where you left off when you were speaking about how often you're writing and the fact that you drive around to get yourself into a place where you can write. That's where we left off.
I got you. So freestyling, I love to freestyle, and as far as writing, I never really sit down with a topic. I may sit down with a thought, or I may have a feeling, or something may give me the urge to write. But as far as like sitting down, I'm a sporadic writer, and I tell people, like, people say that they have writer's block. You never really have writer's block. Write about the writer's block.
Wow. Now that is, you know what? Wisdom. That's dope. I have never thought about that.
You never got writer's block. You write about the writer's block. And if you do have where you feel like you're not really spitting out, or you're not really talking about something that's effective, or the message not getting relayed, handle your business. For me, I pride myself in handling business as an artist. The art is only 10% of it. If you have that gift, you're going to be able to do that no matter what. So you got to be able to handle your business. You got to be able to handle these contracts. You got to be able to talk to these venues and get yourself in the position to ultimately be in front of people. Because at the end of the day, I got tired of being the artists who are looking for venues or people coming to me. It's like, I wanted to be able to create that for others. I wanted to be able to create that stage where it's historic, to touch that stage, to say that you touched the Word of Mouth Wednesday experience. I want that to be a historic thing. So I just got to a point to where we write, and we perform. And we have to get our craft to a level of perfection to where I don't care if you're coming to my show or I'm out in Texas and you see LB, you know you're going to get a tip-top show no matter what.
Say it.
It has to be that way. So when writing, I write like looking at it, it's like you wonder what the crowd is going to react to. You wonder what they're gonna ooh, what's gonna touch them, what's gonna make them feel something. So, like I have a piece, and it starts like, every day I wake up with the hopes of being better than I was yesterday, because lately they've been teaching hate, so not many people chose to show love yesterday. Somebody's mother didn't get that had one last hug yesterday because violence breeds violence, and another young man lost his life to a slug yesterday. How many chose school over drugs yesterday to be a scholar instead of a thug yesterday? I can't speak for the next, but I got it out the mud yesterday. I can tell you about the streets and the struggle, or how I met a plug yesterday. Man, it is what it is, and it was what it was yesterday. A wise woman once told me that history repeats itself, and there is nothing new under the sun. And Revelations reveals restorations of everything on earth, including the sun, that has begun. And it didn't just begin yesterday. How long have we been praying for better days? Well, let me ask you this. What did you do to prepare for today yesterday?
Brothers and sisters, let's give a round of applause to LB the Poet, please. Thank you. That's what's up.
Thank you.
No, that's what's up. That is what's up. Preparation and a lot of self-reflection, that's where I think a lot of people become afraid of taking the time to look at themselves and say, okay, this, that, and the third. I need to fix this. Okay, this can stay, this can go. Okay, instead of always blaming other people, let me see how I contributed to, this, that, and the third. A lot of people spend a lot of time being so busy because self-reflection for a lot of people is the truth slapping them in the face. A lot of people can't handle it. And so with what you just said, it's just like it puts it back on the blamer, if you will. It puts it back on the person who's standing there, supposed to be accountable, but isn't. If we don't take the time out to stop and reflect, we're in trouble. And a lot of people don't want to spend time by themselves because it's too brutally honest.
We don't know how to love self. We're never really taught how to love self. So how can we truly love someone else?
I mean, and that's the truth of the matter. And I think for me, I discovered that I was supposed to love myself probably my late 20s, early 30s. I began to realize that I was treating myself brutally, that I was not carrying myself like the commercial and representation or billboard that I so should. And it was then that I started to understand what it is to make healthy decisions that not only secure my reputation, but give my reputation one of value. And I dropped the ball on that in my younger days. And it wasn't until I stopped playing around with the devil in the manner to where he could just have me going here and have me going there without any thought, and have me doing this and have me doing that without any thought. And I'm not going to blame it all on him. Some of that was my choice. But all in all, the time that I spent running wild and everything, with me knowing definitely now better, but it wasn't until I got into my late 20s, early 30s, where I said, enough is enough. I'm sick of myself. I just took that long look in the mirror that I had been avoiding, only using to be vain, but not using to explain and explore. Now the mirror is an X-ray machine. And I'm talking about the mirror that I see in front of me as well as the mirror that's within me. And just knowing that you have got to do better. You have too much in you not to do better. This reckless living, reckless choices, all of that, it's getting you nowhere, and you're going to regret it later. And that self-love is where I said, you know what? I got to, like I said, I have to treat myself better. And I have to, number one, I got to forgive myself. But I have to also know why I need to forgive myself. I got to be honest. Like I made poor choices. And then really starting honestly with yourself. Before you know it, you'll start to see yourself growing. You'll start to see yourself kind of almost becoming allergic to the things that you used to do. Because you have wisdom. Wisdom is our friend. And if you're walking out on wisdom because wisdom is coming on stage next, you're in trouble and you are still an embryo.
Yeah.
You've got to come out.
You're not ready for it
You
yet.
ain't ready for it yet. And you've got to come out. You've got to grow. And you've got to want to be born. You've got to want to come out of that womb. You've got to stop saying, give me dirt. Give me death. Give me doom. Give me destruction. For some reason, those words are very attractive to our people. And our people know how to cut up. You know what I read, LB? It was funny. I read on Instagram where it said, if our people can come together like they do for the electric slide, do you know how much better our people would be? And I was like, you know what? I see some of everybody hop into that electric slide line. That is something black people love to do. The people love to come together, so-called classified as black, love to come together on the electric slide. But what can we catch? What can we put them together on where we don't have to have music and a Sambo doll?
Right.
Right. I'm just saying, what do you think about that?
I mean, how I look at it is, my grandmother always used to say, birds of a feather flock together. And for me, it's like you slowly start to understand and comprehend the fact that the people who you're supposed to come across, you are going to come in contact with them.
Yes.
The people who are supposed to be in your life, either they're here for a lesson or a blessing.
Yes.
To determine which one it is.
Yes.
So you can't hold on to everything. That's a lesson that I recently learned. A good friend of mine, we were sitting there talking, and he's like, man, my mother always told me that you're not going to get a plant from every seed that you drop. And I said, man.
Oh, you just woke me up.
Well, that ain't a statement of the year.
Of the year of life.
Right. I'm going to live by it. You're not going to get a plant from every seed that you drop. You got to appreciate the process.
Wow.
Understand the harvest.
Yeah.
That's the problem we don't. A lot of times we quit right before we get there.
Ooh.
Right before we breaking through, we quit. Right before we about to find that diamond that we've been digging for.
Yes.
We look to the right when all we had to do was look at our foot, and it was right there.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm transparent in everything I do, and I tell people, as a person who battled with depression, I battled with that. That's something that I went through. So I make sure to speak positivity in everybody else because I know what it feels like.
Yes.
I was the type of person that could tell you how to fix your life, but couldn't follow my own advice because I didn't know how to love self.
Gosh, you saying something today. You saying something today.
It's about perception. It's something that we learn it from an early age. We're always taught to be on the defense, to not trust, the devil's always going to come take it away. Why? Why do I have to go through the pain to get to the pleasure? Why can't I just be great?
Right.
Why can't I be who I am? Why does the devil always have to be coming and take something away? Nah, that's what you put into my mind. So if I'm always thinking that, that's what's going to manifest in my life. It's about what we've been taught. You have to change the way that you think, and your actions will follow. The problem is, a lot of people are so woke they're asleep.
Very true. Very true. Nope. You said it, I see why you're on fire, LB. I see why everybody said he got to get him on coming to the stage. I mean, I'm listening to it. You're full of wisdom. And I appreciate you sharing all of what you're sharing with our brothers and sisters because they need to hear it. Even if they already know it, they need to hear it. And this conversation that we're having, like I said, it's international. And not only that, other people are taking it back and this sparks more conversation. So I applaud you for your boldness and for your observations because your boldness and your observations have led to Word of Mouth Wednesdays and the rest of all of what you're doing. And it allows you to command attention on the stage and be able to, as you say, reach one, teach one. Each one reach one, teach one. And that's what it's about. You know, working in North Carolina, what can you say are some of the highlights of working with other creatives, you know, other spoken word artists? What is there a lot of positive unity? Are you all working together to achieve one goal? Or do you think there is some, you know, division amongst these spoken word artists?
It's amazing how much love is shown within the arts community within itself.
Yeah.
But as far as the poetry community is love, we have so many artists around. I'm in Winston, Greensboro is 30 minutes up the road. Charlotte is an hour away. And within these three cities, there are so many great artists. There's so much talent, and everybody supports one another for the most part. So it's love. It's love, like artist unity. That's something that I live by. It's unity. When people can actually come together and sit in a room and unify, that's what it's about. That's what it, fellowship, as my churchgoers say. Fellowshipping, being in a room and getting that energy and feeling the energy and allowing it to spark something in you. Yes. That's what it's about. What were we doing before we learned church and church being a building? God always said the church is the people, right?
We are the church.
Exactly.
We are the church. A lot of people say you can go to hell for not going to church, and I boldly let them know, no, you can go to hell for not being the church. And there is a difference. If you are not the church, whoa. And I think that's, you know, that's a whole nother conversation right there. But we'll talk about that a little later. I'm so amazed at the unity that you all have in North Carolina. That's why I am so hoping that in 2018, I will be coming there, hopefully after the winter time, to check out the scene and just to, you know, I want to be able to meet all of my special guest and, you know, just vibe out. I am so in love with what I feel like is the reemergence of our brothers and our sisters coming together in a way to where we can't be separated. You know, coming together in a way to where even though, you know, it all works. What you do is helping. What I do is helping. You know, you have Poetically Correct. What with that podcast, you know, you have what Lauren Shalair is doing, you know, Rome DiCarlo, you know, like all of you all like are some really...
That's my family. See, like Poetically Correct with Poetic Lee and Rome. Poetic Lee is a part of Word Society.
Yes.
That's my family. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Rome is an extended family. Lauren, like, they're family to myself and my wife and the rest of Word Society. So that's why I'm like, it's so much unity. Mm-hmm. It's unreal. It's unreal to know, and it's like, to be real, within my group, we have a Muslim, a Christian, a 5%er, the power of intention, believing in the universe. Everyone believes something different, but we all unify for the same goal.
Yes. Yes, and that's what it's about. It's really about, you know, our objectives. I remember a long time ago, because I've always been different than the crowd, and I've always been bold, you know, when it comes to just being different. And I remember one time my former boss gave me a quote that was about Dr. King and Malcolm X, and I'm not going to say the entire quote, but the basically was saying that we have different strategies but the same objective. And so that's how you know that, look, we possibly can work together, because if our goal is to stand on this stage and impact the community with the power of our voice, the power of our speech, and we all have this thing in common called creativity and the gift of being able to write poetry, then we all have a common objective. So then that goes into what you say, is that we can put all these other things aside and we can just focus on the fact that we're going to get on the stage and we're going to talk about life. You know, and that's crucial, because we have to talk about life. Somebody has to get out there and say it, period. And you have to say it for the other people who have not yet been able to sing in their cage, who have not been able to open up their voice on top of a mountaintop and scream. You know, we have to understand that we're helping other people get it out. You know, you all are helping other people get it out when you come on stage. It's almost as if you are doctors in a way. You're providing a healing, whether you know it or not. And I think you guys do, because like, you know, I've heard several poets and poetess share with me, you know, how they were able to reach one. They were able to connect with someone, and how that someone came up to them and shared how much that poem impacted their lives and really helped them. You know, a lot of times, you know, people aren't going to walk up to you and say, you changed my life. What you said was amazing. But you better believe that when you do get on that stage, you're changing lives. So the fact that you guys can come together as a collective, all of you guys are dope. You know, I've had the pleasure of exploring the Instagram pages that are not private, that are open. Right. You know, like if you're out there, I want to make it, but your page is private. Okay. But, you know, the ones who share their poetry, and, you know, I've definitely seen the Word of Mouth Wednesdays. I just had no idea that you were the creator of that. So shout out to you again for creating. Yeah. Shout out to you again.
That's amazing. You know, like that's my baby, I guess you could say.
Of course. And you got to protect it.
It's so much going on. It's spreading. It's so crazy. It's amazing.
And keep that up, you know. And like I said, just all of what I have discovered from all of these spoken word artists, you know, I'm just so grateful that just through hashtag searching in the Explorer page, I have been able to connect with some of what I believe to be the dopest people around. It is a pleasure. Some people, you know, and this is no diss, some people's greatest pleasure in interviewing is somebody whose name is all across, you know, the TV, or Rick Ross, or this or that. My pleasure is interviewing my brothers and sisters locally, nationally, and internationally, but making the known. And it is a pleasure to meet you guys, because the substance, the value, and I'm not saying that I could not get that on a one-on-one interview with not the character Rick Ross, but just speaking to who his actual government is. I'm not saying that I cannot pull an interview from them, but I'm just talking about something that is old school, something that just has longevity. This is it. And you guys are it. You help the Sister Speak Show be what it is, because look, other people now, on top of the people who already know you. And then you just get to vibe, and they get to hear who you are. They get to know how deep your well runs. They get to know how much substance you have. And I always brag on my special guests, because I believe in you guys, and you've shown me that you are phenomenal. So I just want to send another shout out to you guys. I love what you guys are doing. Now, LB, I know you got another poem that you want to share with my brothers and sisters. And then after that, we're going to get on to your social media information and the events that they can catch you at next.
Okay, I got you. So the next poem that I'm going to do for you, let me ask you a question. Do you know anyone who has either died or been affected by gun violence?
I do.
Okay. So when I was younger, when I was a teenager, I used to play around, and I had a bunch of different friends, and I would be at these different parties and whatnot. And my mother used to always say, "You better be careful who you're around, because you know them bullets ain't got no names."
Right.
So I wrote John Doe.
Wow. Let's bring it, brothers and sisters. So the name of the poem is John Doe, correct?
John Doe.
Oh, this is amazing. Brothers and sisters, you know, we're listening to one of the greatest, LB the poet, and he's coming to the stage to share with you and to share with me John Doe. Take it away, my brother.
Been around, seen a lot of different places, moving fast time wasted. I have no name. But when I enter the room, time changes. Ooh, I'm too hot for you to touch. Every time you squeeze, I leave in a rush to ensure that I remain nameless. I can go in a car or I can go in a truck. I can be your best friend or I can be your worst luck. I can make this ugly world painless. I often fall in ranges, expect a light cloud afterwards, no. I can fall like rain, just expect a dark cloud afterwards, no. Sun, just tears pouring. I've been in the lives of so many young black men, you can say that I am a mentor when mommy and daddy no longer want to deal in a way I'm who they send for. Life is often the cost when my services are rendered flesh and life change offered as tender. You'll earn a certificate. That's a definite. It's amazing how life flashes before your eyes when you bring death in it. 12 billion metal raindrops fall from clouds. I meant manufacturers per year, and each one is death scented. Jesus didn't take the right will, so write your will, death sentence. I meet more than 100,000 people per year, and it's growing, but my best images of a mother holding the lifeless body of her son. I know, bull, let me tell you I'm blue. Typically I can be a little hollow. I'm the master of penetration. I will destroy so we can rebuild this nation. I help to employ hospitals by filling their rooms with patients, surgeons. I'm their greatest challenge because with me, they must be precise and patient. Because just like that, I can take and they can lose a patient. The result of a young man with a handgun and no patience. So many lives change when I exit the chain. John Doe.
Ooh, brothers and sisters, let's give LB the Poet a round of applause for John Doe. Okay, let's talk.
Thank you.
Yeah, we gotta talk. We gotta talk about the fire. Fire. That's just my word because that's what you guys bring to the show. You know, that right there was pretty serious and it's very real. You know, you talked about your mother telling you to be careful, and you know, God bless the parents who are bold enough to say, "Hey, baby, be careful," because I was 19 years old. I had decided that I was going to go to a house party with my dear, sweet sister, Stacy, who is my very close friend. And we walked up the hill to this party, and we were there. You know, it wasn't too many people. We were sitting down at a table, playing dominoes, just minding our business, just having a good time. And there was a brother there that was on extra. And he kept on just trying to holler at us, and we weren't interested, and he didn't take rejection well. And it wasn't like we were like, quote unquote, NIGGA, gone somewhere. It wasn't none of that. It was just like, no, not interested. And he just kept calling us out of our name. And my friend, who is a strong woman, she socked him in his jaw. And he took a empty Carlos Rossi bottle and hit her over the head with it. Knocked her to the ground. I got up and got ready to run, and he pulled a gun out on me. I froze. I was in the kitchen, couldn't run, couldn't move, nothing, had a pistol pointed at me. 19 years old. And I praise God for the resident of the home being able to talk to this guy in his ear. And this is exactly what he said, LB. He's like, look, man, you don't want to waste no bullet on no bitch. Leave her alone. That's just a bitch. Leave her alone. Now, normally I would have been on my UNITY, who you calling a bitch, Queen Latifah. But not that day. You can call me all the bitches you need. Just get me out of this. And, and that's me adding humor to it now in retrospect. But at the time, I had a gun pulled on me. And when I went home, I told my mother, and she said, well, wait. First off, we had to call an ambulance, and we had to ride to the hospital because my friend needed stitches because, she had ensued. So she had some bad damage because of the bottle breaking. But once I finally got home, I had told my mother what happened. She said, I saw a vision of you standing at the door. You weren't here, but I saw your vision, your spirit. That creeped me out. And that had to be probably around the time that, that boy pulled out his gun on me.
Right.
I had never had that happen to me. And that was a lesson in going to a house party. A lot of times we want to be defiant. We want to be grown. We want to make adult decisions. And a lot of times we shun our parents when they are there to protect us. And it isn't till later on in life that you have to humble yourself and come back to your parents and say, thank you. I see what you were trying to do. And sometimes that's when you have a child, and that's just sometimes after the Lord has allowed several trials and tribulations to whoop you into humility. And it isn't then till you're able to come back and say, I really appreciate what you did for me. And I want to apologize for being so rebellious against you, just simply trying to protect me from dying. So busy trying to get out and party that I'm playing with the devil on a serious level. I'm out at the bewitching hours. I'm out doing this, I'm out doing that. And they're simply saying, no, you need to stay home. Now I'm a homebody, LB. It takes a lot to get me out because I value my life now. I really value it. Once you've been brought out of all of what you've been doing, you value your life. So I appreciate John Doe because there are several brothers and even sisters who have to encounter scenarios that lead up to them possibly becoming a Jane or a John Doe.
Very true. Very, very true.
I appreciate you, LB. That poem was very deep. I love the fact that you take the time out to be so thoughtful in your bars. I love the fact that you are addressing the issues head on and you're being honest. You can't flee. Yeah, some people may not like the truth, but like you said, eventually you're going to end up being able to break someone down because, look, I'm telling you the truth, though,
Right.
And even though this confrontation may bring a little shame, embarrassment, or even fear, I'm doing my job, brother, because I'm on assignment. I'm doing my job, sister, because I'm on assignment. And this poem is for you. And I appreciate you for what you're doing, my brother. I just want you to know that. I know I tell you that a lot, but I tell all my guests, I encourage you all throughout my shows because that's what it's about. It's about uplifting and letting you, I want to be able to add more fire to your fuel so you can get out there and just, conquer more land with what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. I definitely appreciate the encouragement. I definitely take it. It goes to great lengths. People don't understand what encouragement can do for an artist at times because it's like, I write, and I perform, and I've had people come out of the crowd crying and telling me how they had my story, and they related, and that matters. But we don't always know that, you know what I mean? So to get the encouragement to, keep pushing through. I'm quick to tell people, you never know what somebody else is going through. You never know what somebody else is battling with. So that simple encouragement that you give, you never know how long that goes or how far that goes for someone else.
Yes, and it's a gift. It's a gift to be an encourager. And a lot of times the encourager does not get encouraged in the way that they possibly are looking for, but the Lord has a wonderful way of filling up the encourager. It may not be the way you're giving it, but there are other things that can come along, and then sometimes you can meet somebody who's able to pour into you. But like I said, I want you to keep going. And another thing I've noticed that with encouragement, our brothers and sisters, being miserable and bitter and jealous, you are missing out on life. You're missing out on love. You're missing out on peace. You're missing out on joy. Now, those may sound cliche, but those are some elements that help make you fragrant when you walk into the room. And I want to encourage you, brothers and sisters, to get over some things so you won't be miserable, so you won't be bitter, so you can, number one, receive encouragement, and two, give encouragement. Because that's what it's about.
It matters. We have to be the ones to uplift one another.
I'm telling you, it matters for real. It really does. And so that's why we're doing what we do. So I want you to tell everybody how they can reach you on social media.
If you are on Instagram, my name is simple. It is LB the Poet. I care about grammar, so I made sure to spell my name correctly. It's it's not DA, it's LB the Poet. And if you want to follow the collective, it is word.society. And you can see everything we have going on, upcoming shows. And you say you want to come to North Carolina once the winter kind of goes away. Well, I'm planning my first theater show for April 20th, which is 4/20. It's a holiday for some Americans. But I'm going to play off of that holiday, and on 4/20, I'm going to give people poetry by the pound. So I will be having my first theater show April 20th.
Excuse me.
And if you come out to North Carolina on that date, it's a Friday night. If you come out here, I got your ticket at the door. Wait.
Well, I appreciate that. Can we get a +1? Because I won't be traveling by myself.
I got you.
Okay. I appreciate that. Yeah, I would love to. That sounds absolutely beautiful. What's the weather like in April in North Carolina?
Honestly, you never know. We still had 70-degree weather about a few weeks ago. Truthfully, it just snowed, but not too long ago we just had 60 and 70-degree weather. So North Carolina's kind of up and down, but April, it shouldn't be too cold.
Okay. That's perfect. I just wanted to make sure we just got past winter time so I could come out there and really enjoy myself, because I was born in South Carolina. I was born in Columbia, South Carolina. So, yeah. I was conceived. This is probably too much information, but I was conceived in New York, and my mama almost had me on the side of the road, and they were able to make it to South Carolina and have me. And then 5 days, probably a week after I was born, we were headed to California, where I lived for 5 years. Then I went back to Carolina. Then I went to Georgia. Then I went to Texas. And then I went back to California. And now I'm back in Texas. I've been all over, brother. All over.
I hear that. I need to come to Texas. Matter of fact, we need to talk. Like, it would be dope to... Okay, so I'll announce it. Let's plan a show. I'll bring Word Society to Texas.
Yes!
I don't play about business now.
Me
we can
neither.
get the marketing done. All your viewers are listening. All of your listeners are listening in now. We can get the marketing done. I will bring Word Society down, and we will put on a show. We will put on a show for you. I promise you we will.
Oh, my gosh.
That's how I feel. I don't play no games.
Oh, my gosh. Like...
You named all my family, so I know they told you how I get down.
Oh, they referred you, like I said. They were like, you got to have LB. And like I said, I've been looking on your Instagram, so I know how you getting down, brother. No, let's do this. That is amazing, because I was just brainstorming with my husband. I was telling him there are 2 major things that I want to do. And and one of them has to deal with all of the spoken word artists that I've had on my show. Like, I have this brilliant concept, but I won't say it out loud. But I just keep telling you guys, get ready, because there are 2 major things that I want to do that I think are going to help set the bar with all the other people who are doing it on the spoken word community. That is going to be so epic that people are going to be talking about it for forever. And it's a great exposure. You and I will probably talk off the phone.
Yeah, we have to, because it's like, I want to tell you, like, get ready to see the Word of Mouth Wednesday experience on Spin Station. I can't say too much.
Okay.
We're working on something.
Okay.
I'm like, let's work.
Yes.
Let's work.
Yeah, I really want to work, and I really would love for you guys, like 2018, like, let's do this, because I have an idea for the name of the event, for y'all coming out here. Like, because I told my husband I wanted to do a spoken word tour. I want to have the dopest, one of the biggest, like, events ever, like the championship of it, where I have all of you guys like flying in to Dallas, Texas, and we do this, but I don't want to say the name of it because I don't want anybody to take it. And I'm not talking about.
Don't say the name. That's how. Look, I'm the same way because I spit out so many ideas, so many jewels.
Yeah.
If people listen to this conversation, they can take some jewels.
Oh yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. But what I'm telling you is, if you really trying to do this, you're talking to the right person.
Okay.
All games aside, like,
okay,
if you want to make that happen,
yes,
I have a few connections.
Okay.
I have a few connections. And yeah, we can get some things working.
Definitely. I'm not playing about this. This is what I call, brothers and sisters, confirmation. This is amazing. I'm so glad to be networking with some of the dopest brothers and sisters. Oh, you just don't know the dance I'm gonna do when I get off this phone, when I finish this podcast. Like, oh, I'm so excited. I really am.
Yeah,
no, this is gonna be dope.
Man, it's all about the unity. It's all about the unity coming together.
Yes.
It's like you want to put something on in Texas. Cool, let's do it.
Okay.
And then when you want to come out here to North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, DC, Maryland, like, we can get everybody involved.
Okay.
Yeah, ain't no games.
LB.
I'm all about the work.
I see it, and we gonna work.
I'm addicted to progression.
Yes, me too. And you know what else? Dallas, Texas, honey, they show up. They come to events. It'll sell out. It will sell out. The people will come. Believe it. They will come with the promotion, with everything going on. It'll be a packed house. It'll be a packed house.
Let's go. That's what I'm telling you. Like, let's get it signed, sealed, and get it ready.
Okay.
You let me know.
Okay.
My calendar, I'm planned out through, I think, July as of now.
Okay.
I still have available dates.
Okay.
So if you want to get this thing really started, let's talk.
Yes, we will talk. Okay.
Come on, you got my number, don't you?
I got your number. I got your email address, and I got your Instagram.
Yeah, you got it all. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you an easy email to remember, and this is for everybody. You want it, let's work, 111@gmail.com.
Okay, let me write this down.
Everything is spelled correctly.
You want it,
let's work.
Let's
111
work
at gmail.com.
111@gmail.com. Brothers and sisters, once again, you want it, let's work, 111@gmail.com. Write it down, because you know I just wrote it down, honey. I don't play. Pen always right here on the desk as we are recording, because my brothers and sisters are going to give me some information that I'm going to need later. Oh, you don't like when I get ready to go talk to my husband, because I know he's listening to the show, shout out. When I go in there and just look at him, he's gonna like, you said it. You did say it. Like, you did say you wanted to have this big thing, and here it is. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Calm down, Ayana. Be player about yourself. All right. So you said you're booked up until July. What do you have cracking?
I mean, between Word of Mouth Wednesdays, my wife and I are launching a new segment called A Couples Night Out, where we'll focus on singles. Mm-hmm. We'll focus on dating couples, and then my favorite part will be Marriage Works, which will be dedicated to engaged and married couples, where we'll have games, interactive activities, all of that type of things, get a sex therapist involved. So we're planning that out. Then I'm also launching an official poetry slam, the Word of Mouth Poetry Slam. That launches in January as well. So it's just so much, and the after-school programs with the youth, the summer program that I got set up. I have someone who's going to film a documentary on youth poetry out here in North Carolina on one of my workshops. Shout out to my brother T. Walker and Soul Society. We just have so much going on that is unreal. All within the Word Society camp. We have a lot going on. Poetically Correct. Poetically, my wife, Ellie B. She has Ellie B. She makes crystal jewelry that can give you great energy and elevate your life. Her name is Ellie B. It stands for Elevate Your Bars. Vibrate higher.
Okay.
Let's see, Hassan, Babyface Assassin. You should look him up. His name is Obey King Bird on Instagram. Check out my Instagram. You'll see everybody.
Okay.
Let's see. My man Kane. Kane is amazing. Main Man. He's amazing. Witness actually has a song with the Gemstones.
Okay.
If you send me, shoot me an email.
Okay.
We get off the phone and I'll send you that record.
Okay.
And you know what I'm saying? I'll set it up so I have a few numbers for you if you want to talk and hear what everybody has going on, because the industry is looking at a lot of us right now, and a lot is really happening. Things are buzzing. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
It is, and I'm so grateful. Ooh, I'm so grateful to have met you guys and to just know you guys. Like, this is amazing. This is a dream come true, brothers and sisters. I'm really living a goal and a dream that manifested in my mind and in my spirit. I know it was predestined, but like when I was in high school, I always wanted to have a talk show. I was told, you need to have a talk show. I've always been talkative, and to be able to live it out, I just never could have imagined the level that this talk show is on, as far as just the conversations that I have. I have some of the best conversations. I have some of the most inspiring conversations. Like, I'm inspired by you. I'm inspired by what you're doing, and I needed that. Not saying that my other guests don't inspire me. I'm inspired every time I talk to my guest. And I'm just saying, in this instant, I am yet again inspired, like, to talk to you. You're like, no, let's do this. Let's get it done. Like, I needed that. I was just telling my husband, like, I just need to connect with the correct people, and we can do this, And then here I am talking to LB, the poet, the boss man, who's got the connection, who is the connection. And now we are yet one step further in making something become extremely epic. Oh, I'm very satisfied.
That's how it has to happen like that. One thing that one of my mentors always told me, shout out my brother Kill Bay he's in Atlanta right now. He always told me your network is your net worth. So everybody strives to be the plug. Everybody wants to be the plug. I don't want to be the plug. I want to be the socket. The plugs have to plug into me.
Yeah, LB, stop it.
Yes. That's the end of the jewels. I ain't dropping no more jewels.
You stop it now. You stop it. No, you keep it going, because that's what's up. Okay, now you've listened to LB the Socket this evening.
Nah, don't do that. I'm just saying, I want my network to be on that level to where, oh, you need this, I can reach out. Oh, you need that, that's within my camp. Oh,
yes.
You need a you need a songwriter, I have 5 or 6. You need this, we got that too.
That's what's up.
One-stop shop.
Yes.
Whatever you need.
Yes.
I'll sell your talk show to you.
LB, you better stop it.
That's just how it goes. It's like you have to be able to adapt to any situation.
Yes. Yes,
so
you do.
Man, I ain't gonna drop too much. I'm telling y'all a lot on this show. It's a lot. Look, just pay attention to LB the Poet. Follow Word.Society. Follow WOM Wednesdays if you're a writer. Follow Word of Mouth Wednesdays. Pick up. I'm revamping the page, so I took a bunch of things down. But if you go on there, you'll see some features. You'll see the Gemstones video. It's WOM Wednesdays. Word of Mouth Wednesdays. That's for the online writing challenge. You'll see what we have going on. I'm actually going to be releasing a new topic on Thursday. We have a Word of Mouth Wednesday show tomorrow. So if you're on my page, if you follow the LB the Poet page, you'll see some live clips of the actual show. You'll see what we have going on, the vibes that we create. It's a beautiful thing. It's unifying the community. To me, this is something I live by. The community is communication and unity. If you lack one, you have no community.
Oh, brothers and sisters, you heard it. That's wisdom. All day long, all evening long, that's all you keep dropping is wisdom, LB. That's it. That's it. And I appreciate that. You know, I really do appreciate you for coming to the stage, coming to the stage and sharing. Now I know why. And now I know why for real, why everybody said you've got to get LB the Poet on. And you know what? I also want you to direct message me anybody who you have a recommendation for to come on Coming to the Stage. You know, I'm always looking for recommendations. So if you know, since you are well connected, you know, shoot me a few names so I can, you know, invite them to the show.
I got you. Say no more. I'll jump on that tonight for you.
I appreciate that. And, you know, shout out to your wife. So do you want to send any shout outs to anybody? I know you just named a lot of your, you know, your brothers that you're working with and everything. But are there any specific, you know, any other specific shout outs that you want to send?
Shout out to my wife, of course. If you're on Instagram, her name is iam.leb.
Okay.
And she has a lot going on. She's dope. Shout out to Word Society as a whole. We have a lot going on. Shout out to my mentors, Akil Bay, UC Baraka, Mr. Nathan Ross Freeman, Bob Moyer. It's a lot. It truly takes a village, and that's what we're building right now. So I love everything. I want to make sure that my vibes I send off love. I give out love.
Yes.
Because ultimately, like I said at the beginning, you get back what you put out. So I'm going to put out that positive energy. I want everybody to win. One thing I want you to do, well, actually two things, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I need you to take the word try completely out of your vocabulary after we get off the phone.
Okay.
Take the word try completely out. I'm not going to try. I'm going to do.
Okay.
You have to speak it. You have to embrace it.
Yes.
And I need you to embrace every day is Wednesday. Every day is WINS day. Every day is Wednesday.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. So I am going to take the word try out of my vocabulary, and I need to also know, brothers and sisters, and you do too, that every day is Wednesday. WINSDAY. So glad I know how to spell, because that could have been ugly, and I appreciate that because you're right. You know what? You're dope, LB.
Thank you.
You're dope.
I look forward to this packed out 1,000-seater event that we're about to do in Dallas, Texas.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, there's two things that we're going to do. There's two things, that and the other thing. But when I tell you the other thing, I just don't want your mouth to drop open wide and be like, yo, you got to be kidding me. That's so dope. So the other thing, like I said, we'll talk about that in private. Brothers and sisters, we have been blessed this evening to have a special guest come on to the Sister Speak show, LB the Poet. As you have witnessed for yourself, he is absolutely phenomenal and dope. He's dynamic, and he is impacting the communities with his passions. It's about making the known known, and I know you're glad to know this brother this evening. Check him out on all of his social media handles. Make sure you support him. Make sure you book him. Make sure you tune in and keep your ear to social media for the next events. And look out, because they could possibly be coming to a city near you, because they will be coming to Texas. Ain't no try. And hopefully, and look, and when are they coming? They're coming on Wednesday.
Hey, look, and what's crazy, you're in Texas. I'm going to DM you my man, Maine. He's another, he's a member, and see, I'm dropping secrets on the show tonight. So my man, Maine, is a new member that's being added to the 2018 roster for Word Society.
Okay.
My man, Maine, will also be in Texas tomorrow and Thursday. He's going to be in Dallas, and then he'll be in Houston. So, I'm telling you, I'm going to DM you his information.
Okay.
So you can hit my man up and find out about his show out there.
Okay, I sure will.
Because he's going to be out there turning up in the next 2 days. How ironic is it that we talked today and one of my people got shows in your state in the next 2 days?
I love it. I love it. It's all predestined. I love it. I mean, and that's dope. So definitely send me that information so I can check that out. I'm so excited for 2018, brothers and sisters, because for me, it is the season of getting out. I have been almost in the cocoon for some years now, becoming prepared to handle what's coming. So I can have the right character to meet people, the right character to handle whatever level of assignment that I have to do. And so with 2018, you know, I've got a lot of events that I'm going to be attending and, you know, being a part of. And so I'm so grateful that when I get out, I'm getting out with a purpose, and I'm just not out wasting time. I'm out sharing treasures and meeting other people. So I'm really excited, you know, LB, about what's to come and collaborating with you and Word Society and others. This is going to be epic. And I'm not using that word.
To say the least, understand that we are truly limited. For my churchgoers, for my Christians, you say that Jesus, the Spirit, lives in you. So you have to understand, if God lives in you, then you are a reflection of God. Therefore, you are God. You have to manifest what you want. You have to speak everything that you want. Yes. You have to understand that you are a living vessel. You are not a body with a soul. You are a soul that has taken over a body. It's all about the transitions. I'm not going to keep dropping jewels because we're talking all night. But yeah.
Hey, look, I am not mad at you. That's why I have that's why I have actually 5 hours of airtime. So I appreciate the fact that we were able to converse like that. And you know what? No, you don't have to drop all of the jewels, because we want you to come back on the Sister Speak show. You are family. Period, point blank. I let all of my special guests know that once you come on here, you're considered family. And I would love for you to come back on the Sister Speak show. I'm quite sure the next time that I have you on, we would have made so many, covered a lot of ground. And so,
you already know. You already know. So we definitely gonna get to it. I'm excited about the future. I'm excited about everything. I'm excited. I'm thankful that we met.
Yes.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank
you for having me on.
Yes.
All of that. This is dope. You're dope. Your show is dope.
Thank you.
Your husband is dope for supporting. It matters to have a spouse that supports.
Right.
My wife and I, we do poetry together, so I don't really deal with why you doing shows so late or why. Nah, we do it together, so she understands. So shout out to your husband, because he dope for supporting and allowing you to, you know what I'm saying, have your time to do what you love and what your passion is.
Amen. Thank
shout out
you.
to y'all.
Thank
shout
you.
out to Black Love.
Thank you. And you know, he produced the intro to my show. He produced the sound. He wrote the rhyme, all of that. He's pretty dope. He has a really strong gift for writing and writes really, really well. So that's why I can't wait for him to connect with people like you all also, because...
Oh, yeah, tell him. He can get my number, email, all of that. We can chop it up.
Oh, yeah.
It's nothing. It's all love.
I appreciate that so much, and I appreciate you for coming on the Sister Speak show. So I don't have to ask you if you had a good time on the Sister Speak show. I'm pretty much sure you did. I'm so excited about that. Well, thank you, LB the Poet, for coming on the Sister Speak show, and I will definitely be contacting you very soon. I'm going to send you a copy of the show, and hopefully it's one copy, but we had a little technical difficulty, so it might be two, but hopefully once I get up, I can look at the editing and see. But I'm going to definitely send you a copy of the show, and I will be talking to you very, very soon so we can get started on the 2018 explosion.
Hey, much love. Let's get to it. Many blessings, positive energy. Embrace you, love you first, and that will lead you to loving others.
Thank you. And don't forget...
Remember, hey, if I can't leave you with anything, the 5 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Always be prepared.
Brothers and sisters, I mean, that's what what it is. This brother just dropped... You said you ain't gonna drop no more gems.
I'm sorry. We getting out right now. Look, I'm gonna shoot your DM with my man's name and all that, and we'll move forward. Hit me up whenever. You got my info. You got my contact. Much love, many blessings.
Thank you. I will definitely talk to you later. You take care.
You do the same.
Okay. Oh, brothers and sisters. Hello. You know, I'm going to put on my bragging voice right now. I am very honored to have met a brother like LB the poet. He is definitely different than the rest. Look, brothers and sisters, he was absolutely dope, right? Like, I just love how intelligent my brothers and sisters are. I love how I can just tune into their journey and their passions and then share it with you on this platform, and then you're inspired and you're like, yeah, I know who LB the poet is. He was on the Sister Speak show. He was on Coming to the Stage. I've checked him out on Instagram. No, he's got it going on. Look, we've got to stop believing these stereotypes, brothers and sisters, and we've got to stop hating on one another. There are brothers and sisters trying to make it and do what they got to do, and we do not need you, brothers and sisters, hating on us. We need you to get up, get out, and get something, and make sure that you understand that every day, as my brother just shared, is Wednesday, Winsday, and take try out of your vocabulary and just speak it and say, I will, because you do have power over your words, and your words carry a lot of weight. Oh, yes, brothers and sisters. Once again, I am the Mike Tyson of special guests when it comes to the winning streak. I'm winning out here. Okay, I'm not biting any ears. I just need you to tune in your ears so you can listen. But I'm serious about this. Like, every single one of my special guests are dope, and I'm pleased. I'm satisfied. I'm so satisfied. And what's amazing is that this show is going to continue on. Brothers and sisters, Thursday, December 14th, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Oh, you've seen him on Instagram. Oh, you know who this brother is. 52 Savage. What? DJ Suede. What? Pressure. Yes, you've seen him on The Breakfast Club. You know, he was blessed with the opportunity to have his mouth reconstructed. Oh, you know, the one who's always putting out all the videos. He's no joke. We call him OG Uncle. Yes, him. He will be live. You know, you just got to show love to your people in your area. He will be live on the Sister Speak show Thursday. Can't wait to chop it up and laugh with him. This brother is definitely dope. He's a legend out here in the DFW area. And you know, you want to, hey, look, I want to catch him before he gets too famous, okay? Anyway, brothers and sisters, and not only that, on Sunday, December 17th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, we have Friday, Ricky Dread of the We Love Hip Hop podcast from Canada. Brothers and sisters, look, from Canada, yeah, international, even though that's within the States. It's in North America, but it's still, you know, you cross the border, you're different. Okay, anyway, look, it's big, and they have their own podcast. Isn't that amazing? Like, you got your own podcast, but now somebody's going to interview you. It's like you switch seats. It's amazing. I'm so excited about these brothers coming on. And then guess what? The tour again. So they'll be on the tour. We've got 3 more episodes of the tour, and then that's it for the month of December. Then we go off into January, brothers and sisters. And then December 21st, a Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, Hound the God. Okay, brothers and sisters, live on the tour. I'm really excited. So don't forget, we have the platform Coming to the Stage. We have the Culture Climate. We have the Laugh Line. We have the tour. We have the Laugh Line, and we have the Search Effort. Tune in, brothers and sisters, live for the remaining shows of 2017 on the Sister Speak show. And brothers and sisters, I need you to understand that there are several events coming up, and I'm just going to name a couple. The Hear Ye podcast are having an event, Bones and Bubbly Game Night, 7 p.m. to 12 a.m., January 19, 2018, Sounds by DJ Don. Win prizes and play games while kicking it with your favorite DFW podcast. $10 tickets, you can go to eventbrite.com. For more info, you can go to the Hear Ye Podcast at gmail.com. And that's spelled HEARYEPODA. Excuse me. I like to buy a remix. PODCAST@gmail.com. Hear Ye Podcast at gmail.com. These sisters are trying to bring all of your favorite DFW podcasters together in one room so you can meet, greet, we have a good evening, and you can win tickets on the Sister Speak Show. I've got 6 of them, and so I need you, brothers and sisters, to chat live. Follow the Sister Speak Show, and the first person to come into the chat, you get tickets. You get to win free tickets. I'm amazed. Now listen, not only that, I would like to encourage you, brothers and sisters, to listen to the search effort. What is the search effort? We are bringing local, national, and international attention to the brothers and sisters in our communities who have gone missing. We are helping loved ones find their lost loved ones. We are also interviewing homicide detectives and investigators, coroners, private investigators, things of that nature, people who work in that field. I am moved and led to join the other forces who are putting forth an effort to bring our brothers and sisters home who have gone missing. Okay? And so I want you to be a special guest on that show. Are you the victim of a stalking or a kidnapping? Do you have a loved one that has gone missing? We want you to be on the Sister Speak Show. Are you the survivor of something that you never thought you would be able to get out of? A death-defying experience, if you will, at the hands of someone else. We want to hear from you. We want to bring attention, local, national, and international attention to your loved one. And we also want to share your stories of survival. And we also are going to talk about some cold cases. Oh, brothers and sisters, that's airing January 2018 every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Don't be afraid to reach out and come on the Sister Speak Show. All you have to do is email me at sistergoodthingpgw@gmail.com. That's all you have to do. Or direct message me at SGTPGW on Instagram. I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, the Sister Speak Show is where it's at. So I thank you for being a listening audience this evening. I hope you have a wonderful evening. I don't know where you're at, but it's freezing where I am. I'm talking about run to your car in 0.2 seconds. I'm talking about tell everybody it's cold every 2 seconds. It's cold. It's so cold. It's cold. Are you cold? It's freezing. Oh my gosh, it's so cold. Why is it so cold? It's cold out there, isn't it? I mean, you're having all kind of conversations about cold. Brothers and sisters, I'm getting ready to sign off live from Dallas County, Texas, Cedar Hill, Texas to be exact. You are listening to Coming to the Stage, and I am your host, Ayana, the hostess of the Sister Speak Show. So anyway, brothers and sisters, tune in live this Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Who's the guest? Pressure. 52 Savage, a.k.a. DJ Suede. You've been a wonderful listening audience. I want you to reconcile this evening. I want you to work it out this evening. I want you to hold on this evening. I want you to understand that you're going to have to reset this evening. I want you, brothers and sisters, to get it together. And I know you can. You've made some mistakes. Okay? You've made some unhealthy choices and decisions. It's still not too late. No, it's not. I'm here to encourage you. I want to motivate you. I want to uplift you. One thing I've learned is that prayer does change things. No prayer, no power. Little prayer, little power. Much prayer, much power. What does your prayer life look like? Okay? Through good, through the bad. What does your prayer life look like? I'm encouraging you this evening, brothers and sisters. You hold on tight. You hold on tight. Drink you some water before you go to bed. Drink you some water when you wake up. And I will talk to you on Thursday. It's been wonderful, okay? You take care, brothers and sisters. I'm signing off from the Sister Speak Show, Coming to the Stage. You have a wonderful evening.